Begin chapter. After Sheila's injury, the school district was good to her. They placed her on workman's compensation and checked with her from time to time, genuinely interested and concerned with her progress. She was waiting for knee surgery, and her doctor informed her that since she was awaiting for surgery, she should find time for an overall physical. Time was something of now she hadn't access. Neurofibromatosis is a result of a mutated gene. The non-mutated form of this gene makes tumor suppressor gene called neurofibromin. The chromosome associated with NF, chromosome 17, is large, with more than 80 million DNA base pairs. More than 1,000 mutations are associated with genes specific to this chromosome. Because of the relative size of this chromosome, the number of genes and the number of possible mutations individuals have with NF may experience different problems. Most commonly, the individual will have tumors and café latte spots. Others may experience weak bones, small stature. For some, speech impediments and even undevelopment occurs, and sometimes individuals develop cancers specific to this disease. They are called neurofibrosarcoma. In all instances, the chances of developing tumors increase as the individual gets older. Neurofibromatosis affects one individual in 3,000. It can spontaneously manifest itself in a family with no genetic markers. This seems to be the case with Sheila. There does not appear to be a history of neurofibromatosis in her family at all. Her grandfather on her mother's side died in his 40s. He may have been the only possible link to neurofibromatosis because he died of unknown causes. Spontaneous manifestations are rare, but once it is in the gene link, the offspring have a 50-50 chance of contracting neurofibromatosis. Children with NF may have disease-related learning difficulties, delays in growth, brain tumors, severe headaches, seizures, and bones that can easily fracture. Sadly, school teachers and school nurses are usually untrained to recognize any symptoms of these diseases. One study indicates that there are 3 times as many people in the United States are affected by NF than people are affected by cystic fibrosis. Interestingly, almost everyone has heard of cystic fibrosis. Cystic fibrosis is a terrible disease, and I am not in any way trying to diminish that fact. It just seems rather odd that neurofibromatosis is not as well known when it affects more individuals. We would attend NF camps and CEOPSons as the children were growing up. Very often we would meet a family with such dire circumstances, children who could not see out of one eye because of the mass, or children with an amputated leg because of a weak bone. Our daughter, Sarah, didn't have NF, but she grew up fully aware of the dangers associated with the disease, and she turned out to be one of the strongest supporters of her sisters. Her depth of understanding is profound, and her ability to empathize is unparalleled. Sarah's sisters were blessed to have such strong-willed older sisters to provide support when they needed it. She loved them so much that she, having her own bedroom, gave it up to sleep on the floor of the younger girls' rooms just to be with them. Back in 1994, we were expecting our second child, and still somewhat naive regarding NF, but we both knew that this second child couldn't quite possibly be born with it. With Sheila's pregnancy, nothing out of the ordinary occurred, and Sheila carried Gina to full term.